Hello, and welcome to Alternatives Counseling's second podcast about anxiety. At Alternatives Counseling, we do not argue with emotions, we debate with scientific facts. So I will do the research, summarize hundreds of pages of reading, and put it into 10 to 15 minute videos to help you understand what happens and causes mental illness in our bodies. Anxiety is one of the most diagnosed mental illnesses in America. Ankram in 2019 found that anxiety attacks are caused by the fight or flight system. Before that, all the research shows that we thought it was caused by adrenaline. But the fight or flight system is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system, the CNS, the primary brain stem, and cannot be controlled by thoughts. What it does control is heart rate, breathing rate, the blood concentration goes to the lungs and the muscles away from the head and the stomach. Dilation of pupils, tunnel vision, which means the focus is only on the danger and nothing else, sweat, and zero concentration, zero digestion. This fight or flight system stays in effect a minimum of 90 minutes. So if you're leaving the theater and you've just watched a really scary movie and you're all in adrenaline and you get in the car and you're driving along and somebody cuts you off, you're already at this level of anxiety. It's going to make you overreact. I know you know people like this, okay? And when you overreact, you're yelling and screaming and you're having a problem with another driver that normally you just would have shrugged it off. So what happens? Well, pathological anxiety interferes with your ability to cope successfully with life changes. This is Steiner's research, 2002. Kids with ADHD may be in fight or flight all the time. And this is not all the kids, but think about kids that are living with abuse, okay? If they are yelled at, screamed at, they're constantly in fight or flight for, when is the next swing or when is the next yelling going to happen, okay? And they go to school and their teacher wears the same shirt their dad wears that just yelled at him. That triggers the fight or flight to come back again. Or let's say the teacher yells at him or yells at the class for something, okay? That kid is going to overreact, where the other kids are just going to shrug it off and, oh, that's just Mr. Smith. This kid's not, okay? The other explanation is preservatives in the food. You have a normal, happy family, and you feed your kid frosted loop-de-loops every morning. What's going to happen is, because of the glyphosate, the preservatives in that food, it's going to block his ability to make the calming hormones. And the glutamate and the adrenaline, and that's going to come out. And it's called anxiety, okay? Because of the pancreas not making healthy flora. Again, there's the depression, there's the anxiety, the heart rate, the lung rate, the fight or flight system, because the pancreas is in distress because the pH is off and it's making bad flora and fauna. So maybe, I want to go over another one. So there's another one that blames the bones. Columbia University had a research project where they proved that the response of fight or flight can't get started without a hormone made in the bones. Okay? Excuse me. I didn't say get started, I mean get decreased. So Columbia University proved that the decreasing of fight or flight can't get started without the hormone being made inside your bones. But as a social worker, we only study the brain. Psychology, we only study the brain. We don't study the connectedness of the whole body. In natural medicine, the whole body is relevant. But according to Kuros in 2012, this chlorella vulgaris reduces the impact of stress on the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the adrenals, okay, and the adrenals are your immune system, and the brain CFOS expression, which is the stress reducer. So, like, if you are anxious, you're revving your engine at 7 grand. If you take this chlorella vulgaris, the max your engine can rev is about 4 grand, which is a whole lot less anxiety and stress on your body. The last solution to anxiety is GABA. And according to Durante et al. In 2020, this is just November 2020 research, who previously studied rats and human infants and children, he found that GABA was a non-protein amino acid present in the brain where it acts like a neuroinhibitor, so it reduces the effect of the hormone in the CNS, in the central nervous system, and we're talking the spine and the old brain. Okay, now this is directly involved in the regulation of blood pressure, heart rate, sleep, your mood, your appetite, okay? And the pancreas produces this gut-derived healthy bacteria. So if it can't, if it's full of toxins and glyphosate, then it needs to be detoxed, okay? Also, the neurotransmitter that counteracts this excitatory neural process is called glutamate, and it is destroyed in the pancreas when there's bad flora. So you don't even have that glutamate hormone to help you reduce your anxiety because of the stomach and the pH being acidic and growing bad flora. Next, we're going to talk about how the CNS, the central nervous system, is involved with the regulation of blood pressure, heart rate, sleep, mood, and appetite. And think about it, a lot of people go to the doctor and get prescribed blood pressure medicine when really what they need to be dealing with is anxiety. I'll be talking more about this in the next session of ADHD, because if a child is going to school and has already fight or flight in their blood, and it could be an abusive parent or it could be a bad food which upsets the pH in the stomach, either one, this child is not going to be able to learn. This child is going to have a major problem with accepting new information and getting it back out, putting it together in their brain and getting it back out. And that's what learning is. And they're also, their mood is going to be negative. They're going to have sleep irregularities. So again, that affects focus and retention. So I'm going to be talking more about ADHD in the next session. If you have any questions or you'd like to shoot me an email, my website is www.alternativescounselingllc.com, and you can sign up for a private session there if you'd like to have a personal therapy. Thank you.